Anita, we do know it will not be in time for this weekend. So, yes, you still will have to fall back come this Sunday morning. But beyond that, it's unclear the timeline of when the province will decide to activate this legislation once it is passed. Now, keep in mind, it's enabling legislation. That basically means it unlocks the legal door to eventually bring in permanent daylight saving time. Keep in mind, though, the Premier has suggested in the past that the West Coast move uniformly, and so we all move as one, all the jurisdictions. But we do know as well that he says consistency is critical in keeping with our economies all up and down the West Coast. And so he has talked with his counterpart in the Yukon. He recently went up there. They're on board, as are Washington State, Oregon, and California. However, those U.S. states would still need congressional approval, and so it is hung up now at the federal level in the states. So it's unclear whether BC will ultimately decide to wait for them in the long run, as John Horgan has previously suggested. And we do know, though, as far as BC's legislation, that it will also introduce a new permanent time zone, and it will be called formally Pacific Time. Keep in mind, some parts of BC, we know northern BC, the East Kootenays, are on mountain time, and so this legislation will not affect them. They won't see any changes. Beyond that, though, we do know this is a slam dunk move by the BC government, a very populist move, and so we'll hope to see some of those details in the legislation once it's tabled tomorrow. Anita, Mike?
All right, Tanya, thanks very much. Tanya Fletcher live in the Capitol tonight.